another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech. It's time to dish tea with Big Meech.
Darling. Hello. What'd you say? Hi, y'all like that? Okay. She said, wait a minute. Tisa said, oh, shit, we Wonder Woman tonight. Must be special. Hey, darling. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm just getting in from a birthday brunch or dinner, rather. Okay. It was a surprise dinner. This is the ministerial staff, honey, or at least the outreach, Passionate Riders Car Club also has Passionate Riders Outreach Ministries, okay? Now, it seems as though, they're one and the same, and they're really not. It's just that because, we are a limited number of people, a lot of us are doing double duties for those of us who are doing both the ministry and the car club, okay? So today it was most of us who are on, not all of us, because there's only a few of us that are in the ministry staff or doing the outreach ministry up under the title of ministry. And all of that. So the president of the car club, Princess, today was her birthday. So we were celebrating her and all of those things, honey, with the ministry. And other, I just met, Prophetess Deborah, honey. Wait a minute, because she floored me. She said, wait a minute, y'all know it's Deborah, honey, but when I got a little money in my pocket and dressed up and think we a little cute, honey, all of us named Deborah, we become Deborah at that particular point. And I said, oh, wait, okay, I want to say, bitch, you just worked me. But she don't know me like that yet, so I had to catch that. So, wait a minute, I wasn't ready. She had just, we meeting for the first time or whatever. So she and her husband and a couple other folks, from the car club and stuff were there. And we had a good time with Miss Princess and things. So I'm just getting back in the door. So had to put the show together and carrying on and this, that, and the other. But I've got to do a shout out right now because while we were at the dinner, I got a phone call. Okay. Kitty girl, you in here? I got a phone call just today, honey, from my baby sister Karen. She said, Arisa, come by when you can. There's something I like to say. And when I got there, she said, rather than go through a long, drawn-out thing, I think the music on the box will help explain, right? I love that. But what it was, y'all know I'm a house mother and carrying on, right? And a house father, depending on what the kids see me as. And one of my sons lived in Augusta, and I got a call today that he's now one of the ancestors, honey, and it's tearing me up because I have been trying to get a hold of him for the last couple of months. Okay, maybe so I got to look at my text messages because I'm like, listen, I ain't heard from you. I have not heard from you. What's up with your recovery? He had to have surgery, and he was in a rehab joint and carrying on. And I didn't know he had went home. Okay, we talked. He was in the rehab center and undergoing treatment and things, and I had not heard anything. And I was just told today that yeah, he done slipped on her, and from what I'm understanding, they found him because his husband wasn't home and had not been home for a few days, and they found him in the house. And say the coroner are not they're not certain if it was a heart attack or a stroke. Um, and I'm sickened. I am sickened because I have been trying to get him to come up and move up here with me because he was in a space mentally that I knew if he got around a different atmosphere, he'll be able to move and shake it and regain his confidence. But he just would not leave that goddamn Augusta alone. And I have been saying I was going to come down there, right? But I didn't want to come down there as the Captain Save-A-Ho jazz because I know what he told me about his household, but I didn't want to go down there and then I only, just having one side of the story. You understand? And it wasn't my place to go down there and do this, that, and other. Plus, he's like a year older than me, so it's difficult when you have children and they're older than you, because you think okay, you should have a little grasp on life a little bit better than what you do. But all of us need a little bit of help here and there. And I wanted him to come here. He had just got it on his feet. He was doing well with his job. He had just bought him a car and this, that, and the other. And damn, my baby gone. So his name was Adrian Burdett. Um, and if y'all went to my Facebook page, y'all see I had put a tribute up there to him and things. And yeah, they called me today, and the thing of it was when the phone number come through, I didn't know the phone number. I just knew the area code was an Atlanta extension. I was like, well, a Georgia extension. I'm like, wait, who in the hell is this calling me? And so when we got on the phone and me and the boy talking, I had never talked to the husband, so I don't even know who the fuck he is. I'm like, okay, who is this? You know, and we, and I've been a bit upset about that because it's like, damn. Oh, and then he was Adrian was concerned about his parents because he was trying, he had been home and things, trying to get back home after his surgery and stuff because his father and his mother, they're up in age and carrying on. And then the husband was telling me that his dad had passed. He said on the 12th it'll be 2 months. I said, shit, he never told me that his daddy died. And I know that was bothering him. So part of my spirit is saying that him not being able to go home is part of his grief. And I think that's what helped, take him up out of here, child. But the thing of it is that bothers me is that I have been texting, and you know how you get one of those thoughts, that you just throw off, because I thought this just, maybe 2 days ago. I said, I hope this boy ain't dead on me, because, and you know how we say that just in jest, because nobody's calling you back or whatever. And I had said that and I threw it off. And I had to remember, my spirit is very, 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 very centered. And when I meditate and carrying on, I can hear things, I can see things, and I threw that off because I didn't want to believe it. I'm like, oh, child, no, because I know him. When he doesn't want to talk or whatever, he does one of those isolation things. So I thought this was one of those isolation moments. And damn. So to the Burdett family, I want you guys to keep their family in your highest thoughts and prayers. Or I don't pray anymore. I send up praise reports. Okay. And I say that because I'm thinking about his mother. Okay, I've only spoken with her once over the telephone. Because you just lost your husband and now you just lost your son, honey. Ugh. The heartbreak of that, And I think his parents have been married. He wait a minute, he's 52 going on 53 or 53 going on 54 because he just had a birthday in December. So yeah, he's older than me. So yeah, he's 53 going on 54. So yeah. Okay. Wow. So they've been married all of his life. So you talking about 54, maybe 55 years with the same man? And the same person that's to come out. I titled today's show. Sometimes it just hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And most of us, if not all of us, do not like to experience pain, you know? And oftentimes, many of us turn to different kinds of coping mechanisms. The obvious ones, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, are the obvious ones that people turn to. Then the less obvious ones become food, sex, shopping, you know, uh, isolation. Folks get into depressions and carrying on. And, when they're trying to cope with understanding something, instead of, a lot of folks, when they say they don't want to talk about it, oftentimes when folks say I don't want to talk about it, it's because they don't want to experience the pain. I don't want to talk about it because it's gonna wear me out, And oftentimes that's a deflection, and then some folks are just not ready. You know what I'm saying? And we have to honor that whenever they're in that space, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we are around the people, or at least giving them support, so that when they are ready to talk, they got that shoulder, they got somebody up, that got their back and carrying on, so that they can feel comfortable when they break. You understand? Because a break got to happen, a breakdown, a breakthrough, it's got to happen in order for the healing to come forth. Because if you keep it bottled up, what will happen is, like nitroglycerin or anything that you shake up, just think of a bottle of soda, okay, or pop. Okay. When you shake that bitch up, honey, and pop that top, what happens? She go everywhere, right? That there is what happens when folks who bottle stuff in and do not have a proper release, you know, and carrying on, they explode. Okay, they just explode. And sometimes it would be the damnedest things that will do, and it's most of the time it's the smallest things that will set off this whole eruption. And everybody would be looking like, okay, what done happened? Okay, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't, hence the slap, the Oscars, okay, with Will and Chris. It wasn't that bad of a joke, but nigga, you done just snapped and unlocked. You know what I'm saying? You're out of character. So a lot of times we don't want to, if we don't want to face the pain, we don't want to experience the pain. Then you got those who's claiming they're private and don't want everybody in their business. Honey, it's all over your face. We could look at you. Your actions have changed. So now because you got funky, everybody else is sitting up here experiencing your funk. So either you're gonna talk to somebody, bitch, or you're gonna have to go and not and be done or something or whatever, Wait a minute. I'm sorry. My eye felt like it's drying. And you know how have you ever had when your eye feel like it's dry, but it feel like it's remember when we were kids, you used to take your eyelid and flip it out. And my eyelid felt like it was about to flip out or whatever. Like, okay, what is that? That's not cute. Um, so that there is what this is. So I want y'all to keep the Burdett family in your most highest thoughts or whatever. And I would constantly say his name, honey, because oh my God, he was just a beautiful soul, honey. That was just a beautiful, beautiful soul. And wait a minute, I'm gonna do this. I am gonna do this. Let me go to his page. Um, and I'm gonna show y'all his picture. No, well, I'm gonna download it because see, this is the Facebook, y'all, and I got all kinds of provocative, nasty stuff. I got the children send me the nasty stuff over here in my little Facebook groups. And I can't control when they send it, honey, so it'll just pop up. Okay. So when it pop up, children, I can't stop it, honey. I can't stop it. So I'm just going to do this. I'm gonna download it and then I'm gonna share it directly with you guys here. Okay. um, yeah, but he was just a lovely, 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 lovely spirit, honey. That he was. Damn. Whoo, Lord have mercy. And sometimes I feel like, oh, like this is the one of the ones that got away. When you want to help somebody, it's like, okay, let's do this, let's do this. And he just would not come up here to the joint, honey. So it's like, okay. Okay, this is Adrian, y'all. Y'all keep him and his family. Y'all keep him and his family. They're out in California. Keep his family up in prayer and in your highest thoughts and things of that nature. Look at them beautiful eyes. He has just the most gorgeous eyes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that's Adrian, y'all. So okay, we're gonna move right on along, honey. I'm waiting on my co-host to come up in here. I have not heard from Nikki all day today, and I'm hoping that um she was okay because y'all know yesterday, honey, when she got through the show, I knew she wasn't feeling her best. Okay, and I'm hoping that she did not end up sleeping the day away or whatever. Because I got a feeling, honey, she's gonna sit down here and say, "Child, I've been asleep and carrying on." You know, I just got a feeling. Okay, okay. So that be that. I'm sitting up here trying to see if I can send her a little text message or send Mook, okay, her daughter, send Mook a text and be like, okay, y'all all right over there? Tell your mama get on the show, you know. So that be that. Listen, we're going to get into a couple of things here. I want to show y'all something, and Nikki brought this to my attention yesterday, and this is part of what's going on in today's show because let me ask y'all, when you're at your wit's end, okay, when you are at your wit's end and don't know what to do, okay, when you don't know what to do, how do you come back from the brink of no return? Okay, I'm gonna show y'all something, and this goes especially to y'all with children, okay, because how does a mother just discard her children? How do you just up and say, no, I can't do this anymore, and abandon your children because it's overwhelming and it's too much for you? Okay. And a lot of people don't understand that, okay, I just need a break. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a break so I can get this together because my mind ain't right. All we see is someone just abandon their kids. You know what I'm saying? And the children, that's all they remember. You left me. You know what I'm saying? But what is it that causes that? How do we come back from that brink? Or better yet, how is it that a parent can get so far gone to where they try to kill their kids? No, they either kill their kids, try to kill their kids, or abandon them and just leave them, wherever. How does a parent get to that particular point when she said, fuck this, I'm out? And not think about the welfare of the child or this, that, and the other. Do we get that low or in those particular spaces that we don't know what to do with this? Let me show y'all something because I really believe this is what happened with this particular woman. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna wait a minute, let me I gotta share the screen. Okay, so we're gonna share screen with the audio, of course. And y'all look at this news. This is out of Cleveland. Okay, this is out of Cleveland.
A terrifying close call. New video you'll see on just one station. Two brothers say they were driving when a mom nearly threw her toddler in front of their truck.
Kelly Kennedy joining us live. And Kelly, you spoke to the brothers. Interested to hear what they have to say. But first off, is the boy okay?
Yeah, Tiffany and Chris, and that's the most important thing, right? I'm told that this child was okay. He wasn't hurt. He's now safe with his grandmother. These two brothers tell me they're just grateful they were in the right place at the right time and that they were paying attention.
Thank God it was happy ending instead of a sad ending. Ain't no teddy bears right here, no flowers. It's cold. Little boy with his grandmother.
Cleveland brothers Lavelle Penson and Anthony Brown were working on Wednesday in their beer delivery truck.
Coming down this way, coming south, and she was in the middle of the street.
They were driving down Quincy Avenue near East 55th Street when they saw them.
As we driving down, we see like a lady almost like at an angle position herself, like she's about to throw the little boy in front of the truck.
So Penson stopped the truck and Brown jumped out. That's when Penson started recording this video.
She began to like wrestle with him, choke him, whatever. And I'm like tussling with her. I managed to get him away from him. And, you know, talk to him. Hey, it's gonna be all right. You crying? I'm like, listen, bro, you're gonna be all right. I got you.
Brown says he then took the child to a security guard at Alfred A. Benish School on the corner before police arrived. CMHA police acknowledged the incident happened, but they have not sent us any additional information.
It's shocking, man. It would have messed my life up, you know, if I would have took that little boy's life.
How grateful are you that you were there, that you were able to intervene and stop this before the kid got hurt?
God put me there. I ain't did nothing special. I'm just happy that he put me there and I acted on it. I want somebody to do the same for my daughter or something like that was going on.
And these brothers tell me the little boy's grandmother actually reached out to them. She wants to meet with them and thank them, and so does that little boy. They tell me they're just grateful that they were able to help and do the right thing. For now, reporting live in Cleveland, Kelly Kennedy, 19 News.
Now you're 19.
Okay. So what is that, honey? Okay, what gets us there? Do we even know what it is that we do? Do we even know how that happens with us? Because when we hear stuff, it just happens. Were there telltale signs along the way that we notice that we don't stop ourselves, or do we? Are we embarrassed to tell somebody when we're on the brink? You know, when we get there, do we have issues? You know, we're telling somebody, hey, listen, you know, something ain't right. I'm not feeling right. I got to get away from here. Y'all get my kids, because I don't need for them to see me like this. You know what I'm saying? Do we give the warning signs, or do we hold it all in because we don't want folks to think that we crazy? You know, or we don't want nobody in our business. You know, that's the fabulous one. I don't need nobody, no motherfuckers in my business telling me what to do and not to do. That's the fabulous one. Okay. And we shield behind that. And in a shielding behind that particular moniker, if you will, we end up doing more damage instead of trying to save somebody or protecting, you know, those who we should be protecting. You know what I'm saying? In this particular case, I'm so hoping that it's as simple as saying that she was off her medicine. You know what I mean? And that was the reason, because if there's no history of mental illness here, then what is it that got her to that point where you about to throw your child in front of a damn bus? Okay. What is that? Now we all can say it's post-traumatic stress something. Okay. You know, some folks will say, you know, some of the women from back in the day, you know, we've heard a lot of slaves who end up killing their own children because they would rather them be free, you know, and not of this world than to be subjected to being endangered and indentured service and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you hear stories about how women have done it. Y'all seen it in Beloved, right? Where Oprah was sitting there telling the story and how, you know, she ended up killing her own kids, you know, her boys, and carrying on because she didn't want them to be taken and snatched up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? Is that you know, what do we do? You know, or do we know what to do? Are there any words? TC, what you say? Wait a minute, because I like this. She said, I don't have the words to describe how I felt when I saw this video. All I could say is, may the Father cover her and her son, and things will get better. Okay. Sometimes that's all we can say. We don't know what to do. Just you got to give it over to a higher power. Be like, okay, Lord, you know what? This is beyond my pay grade, honey. I don't know what to do with this one. Okay, so let me send it over to a higher power. I'm gonna give it over to the professionals, honey, because I don't know what to do. But throughout all of this, let's look at us independently. Let's look at our own lives, because all of us are just, you know, that far away from being over the edge anyway, you know. So what is that for us? You know, and looking at ourselves, you know, Do we give off the signs when we try to tell somebody, listen, I'm not all together? Now, y'all will hear me say this constantly because the third week of the month is my period week. Okay. And everybody laugh and they get, they think I'm crazy and carrying on. And of course, me being a dude talking about I got a period, everybody think that, oh, here go that gay shit, you want to be a woman. No, that's not what this is. I know that I have hormonal shifts. I've been knowing this since I was 16. Okay. And all I know is there is just something in the air, child, when that, and most of the time I don't know what it is until I have a big blow up or something would just piss me off, and I would have this spitfire of da 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 da, and carry it on, or something would out of the ordinary would not set me off, but then it'd just unnerve me. And then when I sit back to think about it, I'm like, and I've done this on several, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? And then I would ask, what day what's today? And then if it's in the teens or the 20s, the early 20s, I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. Okay. And that's what it be. Usually it's like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, up in there. A and B, honey. It ain't no. And then there's times when I'm late. There are times I'll get to spotting. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm okay. It must be coming on because I spot here and there. And I'm speaking in jest, but that's like I said, I've been knowing that since I was 16. Okay, and because I had to monitor that for myself. So I had to, when I know telltale signs, I'm quick to say, okay, listen, I do it on my job. Okay, look, I'm on my period. I don't need no bullshit. Okay. And it gets a key, but they end up understanding what the fuck it is I'm saying. Don't fuck with me. Because I no, come right or it ain't gonna be cute. And that's what this is. So I'm able to give fair warning in some cases. There are other cases like, a lot of folks look at me to be the strong one. But there are times where the strong one ain't that strong. Superman is strong until he get kryptonite, right? Then he ain't so strong no more, right? Okay. Superman also has emotions, right? Because he can't always keep his emotions bottled up because shit would piss him off. Y'all seen that in the comic books. Hell, Wonder Woman, they take her belt off of her in the TV series, honey. They take that gold belt off, honey. She's a regular woman on man's land, right? Okay, she take the bracelets off, honey. She can't deflect the bullets. Now she fast, but she could get injured without them bracelets, right? She heals quickly. She ain't gonna die, But yeah, how about that? So there's always something, right? Even the strong ones, there's something there, to where we have to overcome. We have to look at it and this, that, and the other. So be that as it may. So what say you guys? Talk to me, honey. Come on. Hey, Pearl, what's going on? What's going on, Ruby? What's going on, Ruby, honey? Let's see who we got up in here. Oh, Charles is up in here. Hey, Charles. How are you? Eat Groove. Groove, what you saying? Hey, Big Meat. I'm just eating my cereal and ate some cherry pie and some apple turnover and going to put the rest of the pie in the freezer. Girl, you got crumpets galore, don't you, darling? Crumpets galore. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Okay. Angeline, what's going on, my darling? Hello. Road is up in here. Hey, Road. Okay, let me see what we got here. Haji, you ain't been up in here in a minute. Okay. Children are given to women as a form of punishment because she is barely understanding life. Now she got to think for a child or children with no help or advice or a mother vanguard because even their mothers want them to fail to need them. And the sad part, the father or males expect to women to still fall in line with them, in line or in love. And now that's an interesting take. Why do you think that mothers want their daughters to fail? Okay, Let me hear your take on that before I disagree with that, okay? Because I think I hear where you're going, because oftentimes, you hear mothers and stuff, they say, "Girl, give me that baby. You don't know what you're doing," and they end up taking the responsibility from the child, especially when they're young, they had the kids young or whatever. But oftentimes, I don't think that they set out to want the girls to fail, because then that says that there's a reflection on them and their mothering, you know, the tools and carried on, because especially if you done had kids, like 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, if you done had kids, I'm gonna go as young as say 10 and 11, because I know that to happen. Okay, you done had kids up in that particular age range or whatever. Mothers are always like, okay, where did I go wrong, and how did this happen? Kind of jazz. But then, um, it becomes, okay, let me teach you how to be a mother. Understanding, what each cry means and carrying on. Understanding how to care for the baby, understanding the baby shots, understanding the formula, understanding when it's time to wean them off formula and go to cereal. You know, and those kinds of things, whether, sometimes, you have to understand constipation. You got to understand the baby's body, because all are cries, so I don't know if mothers are setting their children up to fail. But I will agree and say, that there are times where they shuck the responsibility, because they always, "Girl, give me this baby. You don't know what to do with this baby," and carry it on. And half the time I'm like, "Well, hell, how did you learn?" Because when you were my age, hell, I'm only 16 years younger than you. You know, you know. So it becomes all of that. Um, and then, those who don't have big mama in the house, or accessible. Let me say accessible, because we come from the era of, grandmama's, either if grandmama didn't live with you, honey, she was somewhere around that somebody could get to, make a phone call or whatever, and she could come through, get the kids, or whatever the case may be. And then you had that grandmother love that's like no other, because now grandmothers feel, oh, this is an extension of my bloodline, this is part of my legacy. These are, and the pride and all of that. So that's very interesting. So expand on that for me, Hanji. Groove, what you're saying? I was told, you get pregnant, I'll kill you. So never got pregnant for different reasons when I got older. Okay, what's that? For different reasons when I got older. Dig that. I was bullied as a child by a TA, and had in my mind, don't tell another grown up, because they'll defend each other's wrongs, saying this to help somebody else. A TA, a teacher's assistant. Oh, okay. Wow. But but sometimes you're right, because you grew, you and I are in the same age bracket. So, we come from that era of, a child should be seen and not heard, and oftentimes, children that had stories, folks always wanted to say that the kids were lying. Oh, you lying? You lying, and what you know about something like that, it was always that when we were kids. And it was like, but I'm not lying. I'm trying to tell you what the hell is going on. And you looking at me like, I am the anomaly or something, and that's not cute, which is why a lot of these child laws and stuff started to be created. You know what I'm saying? And the creation was to protect the child against this kind of rhetoric and this kind of bullshit. But then what ended up happening is that now that the law is there, the little precocious children, or devilish parents and jealous parents or jealous neighbors or whatever, now started to adulterate the law. So now you can, in this particular day and age, trying to be a parent, is ridiculous, because hell, now they don't want you to discipline the children. You got these little motherfuckers talking any old kind of way, and then want to have the nerve to threaten you up with a phone call. Now, that didn't work in our household. That did not work in our household, honey. Because shit, my mother was like, okay, call. As a matter of fact, here, use my phone. I'll dial the number. But no, this is the last phone call you will ever make. Okay. Okay. So that there is that there. Okay. What's that? Dad found out later and roared like a lion. Still though, I can't stand bullies, assholes. Some people handle it better, not me. You know what? Well, maybe you're right that some people handle it better because a lot of folks end up not doing anything about it, out of sight, out of mind. There's some who have flashbacks, and honey, it's like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not taking this anymore. You know. And then that one person who may not have been the bad ogre, honey, end up getting it for all of the ogres. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, be that as it may. Ha ha ha. Okay, listen, I've got to get me something to drink and I got to turn my air on because, darling, now I'm sitting up here burning up. I got the lights on and stuff. So let me take a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. Let me go do this. And then when we come back, honey, we'll go into the next wave of all this because I got the cards, baby. We're going to go to the cards, darling, the cards. And let's have a good time. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that. David Ford. Right there. That's his name. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that. David Ford. That's his name. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful anytime snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and Sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in a FDA approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at Hey Big Rob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meat at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.bigmeat.com. dishingtea.com. All right, and we are back, my darlings. Wait a minute. There we go. Y'all seeing all of my little flaws, and I didn't realize I had knocked my banner down. Okay. But here we are, honey. Thank you for staying with me, honey. I had to go get me some little H2O. Okay. I'm eating some of these little fried green tomatoes that I had got from the restaurant and things of that nature. And carrying on. So let me go here back to the comments because Haji came in with this. Mothers sabotage their daughters because mothers don't see a life other of raising or explaining their kids or using their kids to explain their own shortcomings. Like a dad sees a kid as an 18-year commitment and then they move on. You really believe that? Do you actually believe that, or is this a talking point just to get fodder going? Because I don't believe that mothers sabotage their daughters like that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I'm not going to subscribe to that one. But I want to hear that because you said it, apparently you may not be the only one who thinks this way. Well, I know you're not, because there are some children, honey, out there who can't stand their mothers or whatever. You know, we got a whole big old thing where I hate my mama, blah, 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 blah. And then you have those like we see on the television all the time, where you have mothers who let's go to Good Times, Miss Penny. Okay. She, Penny's mama, okay, sit up there burning her with the damn iron and shit and carrying on. And then, like she was telling me, well, what about me? I can't have a man because of her, blah, 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 blah. So what is that? I'm not saying that mothers sabotage their daughters. No. Was it because mothers don't see a life other than raising or explaining their kids and using their kids to explain their own shortcomings? Now, I don't think that I think you got two different ideas mixed up here. I don't think that they sabotage their daughters. I think what happens is that there are mothers out there who end up blaming their children for not being able to live out their dreams. So when you said using their kids to explain their own shortcomings, see, yeah, now I know we have a number of kids out there like that, where they have been made to feel, no, not made to feel, they have been shown that they have been inadequate in the eyes of their mother, because of, I haven't been able to live my life because I had to take care of your ass, and so that jealousy that we see on that end. Or what about the ones who live vicariously through their children? They get their children in on the cheerleading squad or on playing violin or in ballet or whatever. And now, because that was the mama's dream to do it, now she's trying to live through the daughter. So she done got all engulfed in it, not paying attention that the daughter don't want to do this shit. This ain't my dream. This is yours. And so we have that particular aspect of it. So I don't think it's a sabotage, because see, just in that example, the mother's not sabotaging the child in the sense that we know sabotage to say destroy. She's doing everything to make her successful. So she think, because this is the career that the mama wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's real strong to say that the sabotage thing. Now, this other part, you said like a dad sees kids as an 18-year commitment, then they move on. Now, here we go, because now, how about that as a double standard? Because I'm going to say this like this, but I know mothers who say that. We all heard that from parents. I can't wait till you turn 18 so you get the hell out of my house. Okay? And it's like, child, I really and truly wish that the legal age of being an adult goes up to 21, just like they did alcohol. because I swear to you, it was in 1988 that they did it when they changed the liquor age. Why I know that to be for certain? Because in 1988 I had just turned 18 and I was ready to go to the store to go buy my own cocktail or whatever. And the bitches up there and changed the age and sent it up to 21 that year. And I was hot about it. Okay. And that's when we were going over to Canada, because over in Canada, the drinking age over there is 19, honey. I told y'all this story before. My aunt, my mother's sister, okay, Aunt Cat, we down at my uncle's house, child, and I said, oh, I'm getting ready to go, honey, because I'm finna get to go over here to Canada, honey. We're going over to the Happy Tap. That was the name of the gay bar over there, and it had nude dancers that we couldn't touch. I'm going over to the Happy Tap, honey, and, I can go over there and get me a cocktail, honey, because I can drink legally over there, honey, because the drinking age over there is 19, and my aunt looked at me, she said, you go over there and you could drink singly. I said, oh, bitch, you go over there, you're going to get one drink and call it. I was like, oh, my God. My aunt read me for filth, honey, with that little one line. I have never forgotten that, and it just cracks me up. But I said, okay, I digress. But my point that I'm making is that at 18, there's no way that, for the most part, that children are quote unquote grown. Okay, you got, just highway robbery or think they're grown ass teenagers. You got big ass kids. That now think that because they're 18 is supposed to mean something. Boy, girl, you don't know shit yet. You're finna get out here into the world. What bill have you paid? Where have you struggled to sit down there and, I can't pay all of this, honey. I got to put half on the lights, half on the gas so that I can make sure that I have nothing. Okay, they don't come up here and turn all this shit out, because if I pay all of one and don't put nothing on the other, girl, I'm going to be out without something. Those kinds of struggles. And so I don't understand, that there is that. And the thing of it is that we do have those parents, and to your point, where they're with fathers who see this as, just like you say, an 18-year commitment. And then I'm done, because hell, you grown now. You got to go out there and do it yourself. Or better yet, they wait until their child has started having children. Then they sit there and say, well, hell, you's a woman now. You's a woman. Okay, since you want to go out here and do grown-up things, okay, now you can understand what it means to be grown. So that there is that. So yeah, I'm not agreeing with the sabotage thing, but like I said, I kind of see you. I think where you're going. Okay, I don't agree with that either. Okay, my mother verbally abusive and a control freak. I knew she loved us, but she just still thinks she just has to have that control. And you know what, control freaks, honey, that's to sit out there to make sure that you don't get out of line or whatever. It was, all of that hard love or whatever, that tough love and all of that, and being as stubborn and what's the word that I'm looking for? Damn, that's the word I'm looking for, but I can't think of the word. But just being that type of a parent, they just thought that was probably best to keep you out the streets and to do this and to do that. And a lot of that is out of fear. A lot of that is out of fear, out of fear. I either say yes, lie, or do what I want after she leaves, and I still have to hide my clothes or she'll throw them out. I've had a good mind to go in her closet one time. Okay. Here's an example of how do you go from being smart in school to being a mother. Is that an accomplishment? What do you mean? Is that how the conversation is? That mothers sit down there and say that to each other, or are you asking that as a question? How do you go from being smart in school to being a mother like everybody else? You fucked and got pregnant. I'm trying to understand where you're going with that, because one is not exclusive to the other. They're not correlated like that. Okay. Because what about the ones who didn't have kids? Those who claim to be all this smart, those who have been career women and carrying on and didn't have children, and now sitting up there thinking that they done missed out on being a woman. You know what I'm saying? So what is that? I'm trying to see where you're going with this, because right now, what it sounds like what you spin out is from a one-sided issue of those who blame their kids for their fuck-ups because they absolutely see their children as a fuck-up. Because this statement here, how do you go from being smart in school to being a mother, sounds like motherhood is a flaw, or motherhood is a consequence that should not have happened. If you so smart, how in the hell did you get pregnant? Because I fucked without a condom. That's not rocket science. So are you saying that motherhood is wrong? Or what is it that you're trying to say? Because that's the implication that I'm reading from this. Because my mother was a very intelligent woman, her tops of her class and carrying on, but she had 4 kids. Okay, and was working at the bank and carrying on until she got sick and couldn't work anymore. You know, so what is that? Okay, I'm not understanding that. Okay. I snuck my first taste of liquor at 18. I snuck downstairs to where my dad kept it and just had a little bit so he would know. Oh, you really took a sip. A few years ago, I finally told Mom when she asked me about my first sexual experience at 21, and she said, "You fooling around?" I said, "Yes," because I was sick of hiding. Well, you're an adult woman now, honey. You are an adult woman now. Okay. She wondered about my disappearance for 3 days. I finally told her, and she was mad, and I didn't care. It was years ago. See, right there, she still got mad. After all this time, she still got mad. Yeah, she's a control freak, and I know it because sometimes that happens. I know I can be overbearing at times. And thank you. Yeah. Shut the fuck up over there. Okay. The word is overbearing. Thank you, Lanier. Okay. I know I can be that way at times because often, and a lot of it again, is out of, I say in my first book, honey, Awakenings, Epiphanies Along a Spiritual Journey, that the most dangerous word in the English language is potential, because we're so busy trying to help folks live up to their potential, but we're the ones who see it. They don't. The person in question don't know about their potential because it's them. They don't see what they can be or whatever. We see it because we see them in a better light. We see what they could become if they applied themselves. And we try so hard to get them to do it and not paying attention to it. That's not what the fuck they want to do. You know? That's not what they want to do. Okay. When I was a kid, it was motherhood out of wedlock that's a sin. I won't lie. I still believe it now. Keep in mind, I'm old school. Not supposed to till you're married. Okay. Well, you know what? That there is traditional teachings and carrying on. But in this particular day and age, child, that there is too much. Okay. Oh, you got to wait until you're married. But yet and still, honey, nobody teaches teenagers and carrying on what to do when their hormones are leaving and going out of whack. And here's the other thing. Along with our bodies, and y'all heard me say this, I've been saying this lately on the show, that a male, when he ejaculates to regulate his hormones, okay, a male's body is dependent upon his ejaculation once he starts. Okay, because that's how we regulate. Just like a woman has a cycle, a man ejaculates. The ejaculate, is what how the system balances off, which is why whenever a man goes through, why supplements are needed, because when we release, we have to go replace our zinc and our magnesium. Because that's something that we, just like women, when y'all have your cycle or whatever, you got to you got to take your iron pills and this, that, and the other, because why? You're losing all of that, right? Same with us, we're losing zinc and magnesium, so we have to replenish that. And so when that's not being understood and parents don't want to teach that, and then here's the part that just behooves the shit out of me. I'm talking about our generation. We know what that was coming up when we had parents who were scared of the world and didn't want us to come home pregnant and don't you bring home no babies and blah blah. We knew what that was. Well, now, honey, we in the era to it. It was more than pregnancy. When I was a kid, all of the older kids, honey, had to worry about VD. Then I became one of the older kids. Not in my teenage years. It was more than just pregnancy. We had to deal with HIV, herpes, and carrying on shit that we could not get rid of. See, VD, back in the day, you go to the clinic and get a shot, honey, you was cured. My teenage years are still, we got shit to do that don't go back. You was bringing on gifts, honey, that had no return. You ain't got no receipt. I can't take that back. Okay. So we did not, that's us coming up in the world. Okay. So with us coming up like that, how is it that we are not equipping our children with everything? That's just fucking, it unnerves me. We don't equip the kids to understand safer sex because we scared. I get so sick of the argument. Well, if I tell them what to do, they're going to go out and do it. If they already doing it, bitch, they already doing it. Wasn't you already doing it? After everything that you was told, you still went out and did it, didn't you? So I don't know why we always lose that part of the argument. If you look at your own ass, what the hell you did after your parents have told you X, Y, and Z, you still went out and did it, right? So what the hell you think your child is going to do? Especially in the age of internet and carrying on where sex and all that is at your fingertips. We had to go to the bar. We had to go out and meet folks and carrying on to find out if we going to hook up. Now, bitch, I'm on the computer. I can sit down here and say anything, make up some shit, honey, and within seconds, honey, we can sit up there and schedule a date. Okay, and even so, now I ain't even got to touch you right now, honey. I can send you pictures. We can cyber sex all day until I get the real thing. You know? So why are we sheltering the children? You know, I just don't get that. And then we still live in a world where this country wants to believe that abstinence is the best policy. Really? And how is that doing for us? Huh? Well, we have an unprecedented number of teenage pregnancies and carrying on. We have an unprecedented number of children, honey, who are in the orphanages and things of that nature. We still fighting for abortion rights and carrying on. If this was an abstinent country and everybody was supposed to believe in that shit, we wouldn't have these kind of sexual fights now, would we? Would we? The church wouldn't have to go around about that, would we? The church wouldn't have to worry about whether pastor so-and-so or deacon so-and-so is sleeping with the women of the church. Okay. And okay. And then we got all these damn babies popping up. Because you say, honey, it's not supposed to be done on the web like, and the pastor know that, right? But he done fucked everybody in the church, supposedly. Or at least the ones we know he have impregnated, that everybody keeping quiet. So why are we still trying to believe that that's the answer? Okay, I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand that, honey. No, Jesus. Okay. What you say, Pam? Let's see. Mothers are younger and younger these days. Baby making baby syndrome in open dialect. This can be dissected to facts. You know what? Yeah, babies are having babies. Younger and younger. Y'all heard me say it earlier. Listen, we have our daughters, and my niece was one of them. My niece started having her cycle at the age of 9. Okay, 9 years old. Okay, now when I was a kid, girls just started going through puberty to about 12. Okay, So how is it? And we all know what it is. We know it's all in the foods and carrying on about the makeup of the body, how we nourish it and carrying on, and it's taken us into these changes where now the body is overdeveloped. Look at these girls. Look at the boys. Wait a minute. Damn the girls. Look at the boys. How many? We got so many boys walking around here with titties bigger than adult women. Little boys. Okay? And I got to stop myself. I'm like, child, that is a child. That is a child. Now, y'all know, as a gay man, honey, I love a big titty motherfucker. Okay? However, I can't do nothing with no damn baby. And then this baby got all this body. And then you get little predator ass motherfuckers, little dirty ass motherfuckers who want to sit up there and think that they're supposed to do that because of the body, because it looks good. Really? And yet we don't want to protect our children from predators like that. Those who see that as something that they're supposed to do. Oh, I'm gonna teach them how to use that motherfucker. Ain't that what the song said? Let me show you how your pussy work. That's Brian McKnight. That's his song. Okay. And yet we refuse to have those particular conversations. You know what I'm saying? So now, but here's the thing, you say mothers are getting younger and younger these days, but what about the daddies? Because the daddies are too. Okay, daddies are too. See, because just with the example that I just said about the predator, okay, we used to call them chicken hawks back in the day. Well, in the gay community, back in the day, we called them chicken hawks. Okay, those older men who always preyed on young boys or whatever. Now, you know what we got? We got cougars, silver foxes, you know, jaguars, you know, and these are little cats, honey, that's preying on the little young or whatever. Okay, now you said mothers are getting younger and younger, but let's talk about these daddies, because the ones that's old as shit that's making these babies with these little younger, you know, need to be looked at and examined. But then let's also look at these fathers who are young. I just saw somebody today, honey. That boy could not have been no more than 22 years old. Brought his little baby up in there, honey. Just the sweetest little thing, honey. And I'm looking at his face, and he's happy and scared at the same damn time. Okay, happy because he's a dad, but scared at the same time because I'm looking at him. Look at his daughter. Beautiful thing. Oh, she is just a little dumpling, honey. Oh, just want to sop her up. Okay. But now you become responsible for this child. You become responsible. And going to Haji's point about the sabotage, this is why I don't think that they sabotage. Not the daughter. I think they end up sabotaging themselves because of fear. How am I supposed to be responsible for this? You know, because now the world is looking at me, or folks going to look at me. I know as a child, I looked at my mother. My mother always thought she was the black sheep of the family. Okay, because of her ideology. My family didn't like her husband and carrying on, you know, she was a fighter and all this kind of stuff. You know, my mother was a street girl. And, you know, my mother was a 50s baby. So, you know, girls didn't do all that. Girls were supposed to be nice and demure, you know, wear poodle skirts and all that kind of jazz. And that wasn't my mother, okay? She was a tomboy, okay? She's played basketball and things. And even with her asthma, and y'all know the treatment that we have for asthma was nowhere near what it was back in the day. Okay. So trying to keep my mama on the porch and be a little girl and be this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't her thing. You know? So she always felt that she was the black sheep of the family. You know, so I internalized that to where now I'm trying to make sure that I didn't do anything that was going to be an embarrassment to her so that the family could sit down there and talk. Oh, see, here she goes. You know, that kind of thing. So the pressure of being a mother from the eyes of the mother when she's trying not to be a disappointment to her family or whatever, even when the family is already disappointed in some of her choices. That's a lot. So, yeah, I don't know about that sabotage thing. That's a strong word. Okay. But the unfair part, using a woman's body to satisfy their own needs. I say till they find the right girl or guy, get them a toy like we do. Okay. Okay. And when you don't give yourself that release, it affects your mind because sexual repression is dangerous. Hence why celibacy is not for everyone, including refusing to masturbate. Now, Linnea, that is so true. And that's why, those who are going into the priesthood or whatever, all in the name of religion, the body doesn't do it. And trust me, because as a male, it has happened. If you don't release, the body is going to do it on its own. That's why we have wet dreams. Okay, because the body is going to do and release so that it can regulate. Those have y'all y'all been around folks and what is it? Oh, she needs some dick, child, because that bitch is oh my God, honey. She about ready to take the roof off because sexual repression, honey, does not regulate all of your endorphins and carrying on. It is something that's there, and that there has been proven. Okay. So that there is that. What you saying? Okay, this is Abdullah. It is a commitment, whether y'all want it or not. At this point, life changed forever. No trial run. It is what you got, and survival mode kicks in, and kicks in regardless, and the outcome is different in all situations. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's true. That there is true, and see what happens. A lot of folks run from it. A lot of folks run from that because they know life has changed. And I think I see. This is why I'm trying to get Haji to clear up that point, because I hear what I think he's trying to say is, for those who feel as though, okay, they punishing themselves for making a harsh decision or a bad decision, or because they got pregnant so early. I couldn't go to school and I had to drop out of school. I was trying to go to college, but I got pregnant, and then I had to go get a job because now I got to take care of this baby. So whenever they start to, those particular people who look at it as a mistake, okay, and now my life has changed, so I got to change with it, and then they hold the child hostage, or blame the child. No, bitch, the child it ain't the child's fault. This is you and your hormones. You thinking that this boy was cute. Okay, now I'm not talking about those who got pregnant and stuff and decided to keep the baby out of trauma and tragedy, rapes and this, that, and the other, incest and all that. I'm not talking about those, because that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about those children, honey, who made the conscious decision that you knew you were going to fuck, okay, because you wanted to get you a little bit, honey, and this, that, and the third. And now, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do, what using a condom, taking a pill, and both at the same time to make sure that you were not going to get pregnant, you decided that because you got hot in the ass and let this boy run up in you without a condom or whatever, and you decided, okay, I'll just deal with it. Well, not deal with it. Okay. Okay. And somebody's supposed to have pity for you? Somebody's supposed to have pity? No, honey. No. This is a consequence. Sex, honey, has a consequence. Okay. Are you including rape, incest, abuse, and other difficulties, GMOs? Okay, you put that in here before I said what I was talking about, that particular comment. Pam, take me back to that, because I want to address that. But I wasn't talking about. You put that in here when I was saying something else, and I forgot what it was, because I'm just getting to the comments. Okay. Mother and U.S. are usually left with the children. Mothers in the U.S. or mothers in us are usually left with the children. Oh, you talking about, okay, from the father's standpoint and carrying on. But you know what? Because, see, again, mothers are usually left with the kids because we have this mentality. Well, wait a minute. It's not. Well, wait a minute. Let me structure this. Oftentimes, you've heard PTSD, and it's post-traumatic slave disorder. You know, some folks are saying, because us in our community as Black folks, you know, the whole idea of the man up and leaving and carrying on, well, it's twofold, because we all know that back in during the slavery days or whatever, when they would sell the father, you know, or sell him because he was a big buck, to break the families up and carry it on. So women were left with the children, okay, until master wanted to punish the mother or whatever, and then they snatched the kids and sold the kids to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Just being evil and mean and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Then, of course, as time went on, you know, we were very good at trying to keep our families together. You know, women at that particular time, honey, especially when they had marriages and carrying on, they would you know, they wouldn't necessarily take another husband because they always felt that theirs was coming back. Then, of course, after years have gone by, whatever, honey, they realized he wasn't coming back, honey. Then, okay, you know, they went on to remarry and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, yakety. Okay. So that there is something that was out there. Then, of course, come our generations. You know, this is where our parents had us. And then came in, you know, the welfare system. And the welfare system was like, okay, yeah, we'll give you money, but the man can't be in the house. So much so to where your adult child, when boys started getting older, y'all watched the movie Claudine, okay? This is still the child. Y'all still holding me responsible for my 16-year-old child who is grown. You know, when you look at him, honey, he's big and tall, and he's not wearing children's-size clothes anymore. This is a man's small, man's medium. And when they came in and saw that, you know, now they thinking you got a man in the house. I told y'all this before. Even still here in the 21st century, my sister just had this happen to her a few years ago, where her son, okay, her son living in the house, okay, because he was her son, he wasn't 20 yet. Okay, he was still, what, 17, 18? But he was about to graduate from high school, this, that, and other. But because he had started working, they saw him as now being the man of the house. You understand? And they told my sister that she had to make him use his income to take care of the house. And he got younger siblings. Okay, my sister had 4 kids. Her younger 2, you know, they're 9 years apart. So what had to happen? My nephew had to move out the house. Okay, and we had him go around the corner to my former sister-in-law's house with his cousins and them, so that my sister can still keep her benefits for the other 2 kids. She called me upset and crying and carrying on. I'm like, baby, what's the matter? And when she told me that, I said, wait a minute, they still doing that? What? She said, how am I supposed to tell my son he's supposed to take his money and take care of his mama and his siblings? That ain't what this is. Yeah. Okay. So no. That's what a lot of this is. You know, so the mother being left all the time, that stems from a lot of that. Then, of course, now the mentality has changed. You know, where you get all these wannabe, you know, what I call them, you know, pimps, ballers, and shot callers, you know, who don't want to take care of the responsibilities. Why? Because we have allowed a lot of women who believe that having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. The whole Claudine shit. Okay. And yet you let this motherfucker come up in here anytime he get ready to get your goodies, but he ain't got no responsibilities. And because he got 6, 7, 8 women doing that, okay, no. And women have allowed that to be the type of men that they deal with. Why? Because he's hard. He's he out there in the streets, he hustling. And that there has become a lot of the mentality of some of these young kids, And I don't know why we have allowed that to be a norm. Yes, I do. Because we were the crack era. See, our era was crack, and that's when all this shit came into play. We're trying to be a businessman and trying to run drugs and trying to make this quick money. And so now we got the hustle going on, right? Everybody trying to get out there to get on your hustle, to get on, and this, that, and the other, make this money, make this money, make this money. But then this time ain't got no regular 9 to 5 hours or whatever. He ain't punching no clock or whatever. He could do what the fuck he want to do. He could sleep off whenever he feel like sleeping, And then because he feels that you're disposable, honey, then he sit out there and come fuck with you whenever he feel like it, and you let him. Because why? The dick was good or whatever the case may be. Okay. Or he bought you a new pair of shoes or put a new refrigerator in the house. So that there, why a lot of times the woman get left with the kids, because now the type of man that y'all want to say that you have allowed in your space, child, why would you sit down here? Y'all watch the Eon Fix My Life series with all these dudes. The one guy that had the 34 kids and another one coming behind him with 27, with 16 baby mamas and all this old bullshit. Why would you sit down there and do that? And then the bitches are mad at each other. Y'all mad at each other. Because, well, you knew he was with me. Bitch, you got 4 kids by him. 4. You knew he had other women pregnant when you had the first one. Why in the fuck would you go have more kids with this boy? All up in here. So going back to Haji's point about the sabotage and or whatever, I don't know about the sabotage, but what I will say is that's still a harsh word. But what I will say is it's blaming. I don't think they sabotage the kids. They just put the blame because you mad at them for living and doing shit that you couldn't do because you claim, oh, I gave up my life for you. No, you didn't give up life, bitch. You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. You wanted to dig, and so and you didn't wrap it up. You didn't do nothing. And then the ones who think that having a baby was gonna keep him there. Really? Okay. Right. Okay. Venus is a virgin. So what do you mean repression? Venus is a virgin, child. We ain't talking about Miss Venus, honey. Sexual repression, honey. Sexual repression is just that, child. When you are not having sex on a regular contingency, okay, and your body is not able to release endorphins and carrying on, and you are bottled up because you have this tension, okay, that there, it shows in everything else. It shows everywhere else. You can't even get hot, nothing and bothered. How you see something that you find attractive or whatever, but because you done got to the point where it's not going to be anything, or because you took this little vow of, everybody want to say celibacy. No, you ain't celibate, honey. You're abstinent. Okay, celibacy, honey, is for those who never had it and never will. Abstinence are those who have and know what it is, but you ain't doing it right now. Okay. But those who sit up there and do all that, now you get frustrated because you want to, but for whatever reason, you're denying yourself that particular pleasure. Or maybe because you're under the guise of, oh, I'm supposed to wait until I'm married or whatever, and this, that, and the third. See, we go through all that jazz. And when you are repressed, baby, yes, it fucks with your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay. Yes. Your sister's in a situation that's not healthy. I'm praying for her. You know what? That particular ideal, that happened, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And we were able to get through that situation and carry on. So, yeah. Okay. Competing for what? That's a good question, honey. That there is the question. Hey, Big Meat, you like the hoodie? Thank you, Vanita. You like that? Okay, Miss Nubia. Y'all see they're doing a lot with her, honey. They're pretty good to bring Nubia back, right? Yes, baby. Yes. Okay, Wonder Woman's black twin sister. Ma told me that having a baby could keep a man and make the marriage stronger. I didn't believe her because I witnessed some things going on she didn't know. Exactly. And folks believe that the baby is going to be, the great regulator, honey. And it's not, because all folks see, they see is another mouse. Okay, let me take y'all back to the Brewster's place. Okay, y'all remember that? The women of Brewster Place? Lynn Whitfield, honey, she had a husband, right? She had a husband. He breaking his back and carrying on. And she found out that she was pregnant. And what did he do? He lost his mind. What the fuck how in the hell we gonna support another baby? And he crumbled to where eventually he just ended up leaving her, right? He ended up leaving her. And then on top of that, the first baby died after she had the abortion to try to keep him. Because the baby got electric, put the fork in the electric socket following the roach. Because he saw the roach go in the socket, put the thing in there and electrocute itself. Killed. See? So yeah. Okay. Pam, what you say? Competing for the baddest bee, competing, not gonna change it, brother. How could that be a competition to win, win, win? I'll give you that, because it's not a competition. But what happens is that's what it is. A lot of this particular generation of women start to believe that, that they got to do this and they got to do that. As long as they keep their status as number one, it's fine. But now they start to change over a little bit. The songs say, honey, I'm going to go see my side piece. We have ushered in the whole movement of the side piece. And it's not that it was never there. It's just that now it done got some teeth. Okay, we have allowed the side piece to have a fucking movement. Side piece has become a fucking culture. How about that? The side piece has become a fucking culture. To where everybody now, as long as you know your place, honey. Okay, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know my place. I know my place. Okay, play your position, honey. I know the assignment. I understood the assignment. Really? But yet you happy with playing second fiddle. Maybe even third. Okay. There was a song out a long time ago saying, I'll be the other woman just as long as I know I'm the only other woman you make love to. Y'all remember that? Well, for those of y'all in my age bracket. Okay. So that was back in that song came out in the 70s, child. So it's not like it is okay. And wait a minute, what was the blues song? What'd she say? Your husband is cheating on us. Okay. Honey, your husband cheating on us. I can't think. That was a blues song. Was that Coco Taylor? Or was that what's my girl? Denise LaSalle. Okay. Somebody made the song. Okay, your husband is cheating on us. How about that? So it ain't nothing new. It's just that now we done started ushering in the side piece, and we done created a fucking culture out of it. Side piece get more respect than the main. Say it for the cheap people in the cheap seats. Side piece get more respect than the main. You understand? So going to compete, that's what they compete for. To see who could get the respect. And then at the same time, you allow this fool to knock you up and carry on because you think that's supposed to mean something. I wish we would get back to the days of our grandparents and our great-grandparents, when a woman chose a man and she was honored to have his children, okay, she wanted to be the woman to propagate his line because that's how much she believed in him. You understand? She loved him and believed in him so much to where she wanted to be the one to honor him by having his children. Okay. Where is that mentality now? Okay. Denise LaSalle make that. So thanks, Road. Okay. Thanks, baby. Okay. What's that? Because if there was respect, there would be no side. Ha! How about that? How about that? What you say? What you say? What you say? If there was respect, there would be no sides, honey. Just listen. Okay. Oh, this has been a very interesting conversation. I was going to go into some of the cards, but I was hoping to be a little bit more interactive. My co-host didn't come in today. So I got to find out what happened because, hell, I thought they were coming in. I still have not heard from Nikki. I know Red had, we were all together, and I said, okay, we're going to get ready to show. But I think he ended up being pulled into a meeting with the ministry. So that's probably what he's working on. And wasn't able to come in tonight. So it's just me right now. But this conversation has gotten very interesting. But, you know, I still want to say, you know, sometimes it just hurts so bad. I'm going back to the title because it hurts. It hurts. And oftentimes the decisions and stuff that we're doing, we're talking about all these side pieces, baby mamas, men leaving the children and carrying on and think that it's an 18-year commitment and then I'm done. You know, we're talking about, you know, the idea of a mother saying, you know what, I can't handle this, I'm out, and you just leave your children. Or in that case of the clip where she was trying to kill the baby, throw the baby in front of the bus, tried to. You know what I'm saying? Where is it? What is it that we need to do? Do we tell each other or give each other the telltale signs, honey, when we're about to break, when we need some time alone, when we need just some decompression time? You know what I'm saying? And this is more than me time. This is more than just me time. See, me time, honey, is that time, honey, where you feel I haven't done enough for myself, you know, and I just need to get away from everybody. I'm going to take care of everybody. Let me take care of me. I want to do my bubble bath. I want to do the stuff that I like. You know what I'm saying? And just flourish into me. And that's cute. But what I'm talking about now goes a step beyond that, where it becomes, I have to nurture and get all of this together. I've got to replenish and replace. You understand? I've got to purge so that I can get this all together. You know, I got to get all this in the right space because I'm overwhelmed. And if I tell anybody, honey, they're going to think I'm crazy. Or they're going to think that, okay, how could I be? I'm not supposed to be this, and this. You understand? When do we go there? When do we let others know, honey, I'm, you know, the song, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Like a jungle sometimes, it make me wonder how I keep from going over. Okay. When do we get that? Do we need to start putting that song back in rotation? Just to let folks know, listen, I'm at the edge, bitch. I'm at the motherfucking edge trying to get, okay, somebody. Okay. Somebody. Okay, Aretha say, save me. Somebody save me. Okay. So You know, when are we going to make light of that? When are we going to get involved? When are we going to let folks know, honey, I'm not the superhero that you want me to be today? Y'all have heard me say this plenty of times before. Even Superman had to go back to the Fortress of Solitude. Even Wonder Woman had to go back to Paradise Island to replenish. Batman always had to go back to the Batcave to replenish. You understand? Had to get away from it. Hell, Jesus even went to the mountaintop and got away from the disciples. You understand? Everybody need that time to where we go replace and replenish, purge, okay, and submerge, and come up clean, refreshed, ready to take on the next wave of this, understanding that the vision is clear. You understand? Understanding that, okay? Understanding and understanding and overstanding and outerstanding that. You get it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So, okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to let you guys have the rest of your Saturday. I just got a little text over here, honey. I got to go handle some business. So, so with that being said, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. And in the absence of Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally, Big Red, honey, we thank you and we appreciate you for giving us your time, your love, and your understanding, honey. If you like us and love us the way that you do, be sure to like, subscribe, and share to all of whatever platform that you're on. Take this, share it with other people, honey, and then tell all your friends to come on in, to like, subscribe, and share, honey. But if you hate us or didn't like what I said or thought it was about bullshit or whatever, then you could tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like and subscribe and to share. Because I want you to understand something wholeheartedly, my darlings, that everything that we are doing over here at Three the Hard Way, the syndicate, honey, everything that we're doing in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion will move forward. Okay. Having said all that, honey, like I said, you may finish all your crumpets because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. On that note, honey, we will see you guys again next week. You'll be looking for me because I may come in with a few Big Meats moments and things of that nature in between time and all of that. So, honey, until then, and scene.